What are some guy secrets girls don't know about? At the urinals we typically pee on soap bars. I saw plastic mats to reduce splash damage and smell. Do you mean bar soap or a urinal cake? Because I've had the pleasure of never having to pee on soap or ice yet in my life. The mental struggle we have to go through to not scratch around our groin in a public setting. It'll take 100% of my willpower to not do it. The itching can drive me insane, yet the euphoria from actually scratching it is so good. I often imagine this must be what it's like scratching a dog's ears. There is a reason why men's pants have deep pockets that are deep enough to reach balls Vegas. There is no amount of hot sex that will stop us from masturbating as soon as we are alone. It's two separate releases and you just filled up the spank bank. Sometimes especially if it was hot. We don't care how popular or unpopular you are with other women. So it shouldn't factor into how you value yourself when dating. Edit. Thanks for the gold internet stranger. Men have a box that our minds go into. It's called the nothing box. HTTPS link next time you ask a man what he's thinking about and he answers with nothing. There is a good chance he's telling you the truth. I've heard this before and I can't relate, but I'm kind of jealous. It sounds peaceful. I'm always having some sort of inner monologue or background thoughts bombarding me unless I smoke up, which I do to escape this. Do I have some sort of condition? It's not uncommon for us to genuinely think you're beautiful without any makeup. People always think that it is very laddie to say a woman is beautiful without makeup. Of course every woman can look better with really well done makeup. Seeing a woman without it though just feels natural, and maybe it's like primal or something. But it's like on another plane of attractiveness. It's hard to explain. Oftentimes, we genuinely don't care where we go to eat because we are just hungry and want food. Any food. As long as you eat some too. Edit. I'm glad someone liked my toilet comment enough to give me gold. I promise to use this responsibly. 99.9% of the time. I don't care. I'm not being a pushover by having you choose what to eat. Because I might as well fry some hot dogs and cook pasta. Add ketchup and voila. Dinner. But I already know that isn't fancy enough. So you choose. Luckily, I found someone that'll actually eat that. So our days of not knowing isn't very indecisive. We just raid the cupboard and freezer and make ourselves whatever. Your chances of getting what you want out of us are infinitely higher if you tell us directly. I can vouch for this. I was upset with myself for not picking up what I thought were clear hints. When he responded frustrated with, "I don't understand hints, just tell me what you want, woman." He really helped me communicate better. I don't know why we grow up thinking we can't directly ask for things. Sometimes we pee on the poo stains in the toilet because we are too lazy to use the scrub. I don't know who complained. But the way I see, we do a fine great work. I'm secretly an emotional wreck. I just hide it. Open bracket. Big hugs big fella. We have emotions too. How ya doing buddy? You can squeeze the head of your penis and the tip lips will move like a mouth and you can talk to it. I've talked to the man downstairs too. But we don't speak of such things. We really do think your hair is good. It looked good before and after you got a haircut. It looked good curly and it looked good straight. It looked good when you woke up and when you made it. As long as it's shaped like the hair we gave girls on stick figures when we were 5 years old. We think it looks good. I wish more girls understood that. My hair is a mess, I know it is, and I think that's fucking adorable. PLS just be cute exclamation point 2 exclamation point. When we want to be alone, it's not that we don't want to be around you. It's that we don't want to be around anyone for a bit. I get this one way too well. I go through bouts where I just don't want to talk to anyone regardless of how close we are. Nice try, Audrey. I'm not telling you what I got you for your birthday. My dad served in the Pacific during WW2. A kid from the Bronx. He had never been out of the Bronx in his entire life. Then he got sent to New Guinea. Decades later, as he lay dying in the hospital bed, he told us, as his young friends were being slaughtered by other young men, just before they died, they always cried for their mothers. Never for their fathers. Always for their mothers. He said. They were just kids. Just kids being slaughtered by other kids. And then they died. In his arms. Their last words were always, "Where is my mother? Where is my mother? Where is my mother?" Never for their fathers. That affected him for his entire life. And had lived a long time. He was the lucky one. Blank. My dad fought in WWII on the European front and said the Sama guys would always cry out for their mothers. He reinforced how important it was to be gentle and nurturing to a boy. These guys' secrets seem to fall into 3 areas: male genitalia, toilet habits, and the lack of psychic powers when it comes to women. Got it? You forgot the fact that all men know who killed JFK, but we signed a non-disclosure agreement. If we haven't carried in all the shopping in one go, we haven't done it right. Smart is lining up the bags and evenly distributing the weight so you can take everything in one go. Wisdom is taking the majority on first trip and letting everyone else put away the groceries while you are on your second trip. After a shower, we have no problem drying our balls and face with the same towel. Most of the time we try to dry the face first, then the sack. But sometimes we have to go back to the face. We just hope we use an uncontaminated part of the towel. Edit, uncontaminated. My balls are clean after a shower. Just, you know. Wiping the balls then wiping my face is just kind of, yay. And then by the next day the towel forgets and it resets. We have the magical power of thinking about nothing. We don't get the hint. Saying I almost broke my neck in the driveway is not the same as asking us to shovel it. In my mind I'm thinking thanks for the heads up. I'll be careful. Subtle hints do not work. Obvious hints do not work. Anything short of spelling it out ABC style at us will not work. When I try to pick up on hints I get it wrong almost every time. Many men have anxiety and or depression, but we will not talk about and will get moderately annoyed at you for bringing it up. Holy shit, this got gold. Thank you, kind stranger. I remember when I thought this was a successful post when it had only like 30 upvotes. A lot of women don't understand that it takes us a lot longer to figure out how we feel about something than most women. Give us time to process. And we'll bring it up if and when we want to talk about it. But don't try to push us to be emotional, since most men aren't as driven by feelings as most women. Manspreading isn't a sexual thing. We are trying not to crush our balls between our legs. IDK if other guys feel this too. But I'm always afraid of accidentally making women feel uncomfortable in my presence. For example, when I happen to walk in the same direction as a woman in front of me for a while, and am not even interested in women in the first place. If we tie down anything in the back of a pickup truck or trailer, it's physically impossible for us not to stand back and say that's not going anywhere. This is shockingly accurate. Might even be accompanied by shaking the object a bit and looking at your friend for confirmation that he also saw how much it's not going anywhere. Edit, Silver. Thank you so much. Sex isn't all we want in a relationship. I'd rather be with someone who understands me but only does it once in a while than someone who I have sex with every day but don't connect with emotionally and mentally. Some of us are into things like cooking, cleaning, makeup, fashion, etc. It doesn't necessarily mean we are gay. Please don't tell us to man up. A lot of us were constantly told that growing up whenever we tried to express ourselves, so you saying it will often bring up bad memories. Men can be abused. Men can be raped. Men also tend to be more suicidal because society tells us we are weak if we try to discuss these things. No. We don't enjoy being raped by a hot girl. And we often don't talk about it because people will often straight up tell us we are lying about it if we do. I just spent the last hour shouting all of these to my husband in the other room. And him replying, "Yep." When I told mine the title, he said, "We've all tried that one thing." Took a couple of hours, but I finally came across it a few posts up. We get raped too. Can confirm I was molested by a neighbor's babysitter, 15F. When I was 7. Deleted. When people come crying to us, our first inclination is to fix the problem. Since this is often not possible, lead with something along the lines of, "Can I vent for a minute?" or anything that signals to us this is just a time for active listening, rather than a problem solving session. Otherwise it's just awkward WTF is going on here? In our heads. Simply saying you need to cry tells us exactly what we need to do. Men can think a woman is hot without being sexually attracted to her. Men can think other men are hot without being sexually attracted to them. Some men can have respect for someone's looks regardless of their sex. It doesn't mean they want to screw that chick or that guy. It just shows a level of appreciation for the way someone looks, or the way they carry themselves. Maybe this is more of a dad secret, but I don't babysit my own kids. That's called fathering, damn it. Bunch of snitches in this thread. At least they didn't disclose any of the serious stuff. Like stuff about that meeting we all have once a year. Sometimes we don't talk to people cause we don't want to intimidate them. I might see a girl with a cool shirt on, but I don't want to make her think I'm coming on to her or something. Rather than freak her out that a 6'6" guy thinks she looks good today, I just leave her alone. Especially if we are on an elevator or something where she can't leave, if she actually is uncomfortable. If a guy told me that on my way out of the elevator and explained why he didn't say it while we were still in, I definitely think that's adorable. May even want to see him again. You have no idea how much women appreciate it when men understand how complicated and unsafe the world feels for women a lot of the time. A lot of porn is really weird. Just because we watched a video about banging a stepsister while her head was stuck in the dryer doesn't mean that's some sort of weird fantasy. The girl just looked good in the thumbnail. Best way I've ever heard it explained was, no one wants to bang their sister, but everyone wants to bang their imaginary hot sister. If you compliment my appearance I will probably remember forever. I still remember when a girl in college told me I looked nice with my beard when I first grew it out. I've had a beard ever since. I'm a woman. In college I complimented this random guy in line for coffee that he smelled really nice. It wasn't a pickup line or anything, I just enjoyed complimenting people. About a year later we ended up having a class together and I didn't recognize him at all. He came up to me and thanked me again for the compliment I gave him a year ago and said he hasn't forgotten about how nice that was for a stranger to be so upfront and to compliment him. We'll be married 7 years in June. Edit. Thank you for my first medal. I love sharing this story. This comment will be buried. But those perfectly round toilets suck. It's super annoying when your junk touches the inside of the toilet bowl. The oval toilets like in most public toilets are much better. Fucking fact, man. I hate the circle toilets. As an older man, we don't expect you to look like a supermodel as we age together. Yes. At times I do see you as I did 30 years ago and every wrinkle and flaw disappears. Yes. There are times I see every wrinkle and flaw and know how you got every one of them. They are beautiful too. I wish more older men would answer. The answers so far are cool. But I'm also interested in hearing how life experience affects what is said. If you enjoyed this video then hit the like button and subscribe if you'd like to see more future videos.